All right then, there we go. Now I'm in here. That's what I get. Well, good evening. My name is Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun. Tonight, I am going to give my commentary over the most recent episode to speak on it with Kandi Burruss and Jami. So, as you all know, Kandi has stated numerous times that this episode that showed that we were all upset about, it was shown on August 27th. It was filmed on August 9th. Some of you may not be aware, and some of you are aware, that Drew Sidora, father, passed away on August 11th. Kandi, knowing this fact, went ahead and still aired this episode. The episode was messy. It was offensive. It was hurtful. There were negative and disparaging comments made, and ignorant ones as well. So there's two different things that went on here. But I don't think y'all ready for this conversation yet. But Kandi is a vindictive, spiteful, and manipulative person. Once upon a time, YouTube was for regular, everyday people who were either looking to be entertained or seeking YouTube fame. Fast forward to 2020, after the epidemic, you had these celebrities and pseudo-celebrities who profess to have so much money coming on down to slum on down in the YouTube streets to collect a check. Now here comes Sugar Momma, aka Kandi Burruss. Shout out to Erica De Niro TV, who gave her the nickname. Sugar Momma came on stomping down to the YouTube streets with her KandiKoated Clique in tow to bully at Jaylee's corner. WhatupJaybirds, represent your city. Kandi and Jami are both mad because Jaylee released a portion, a smidgen, a snippet of recording which provided proof, which showed that Kandi Burruss ignorantly stating that Allison Jordan, whom is Drew Sidora's sister, she doesn't look like she had mental illness. At her big old age, damn near almost 50, she would make an ignorant comment like that. Then she would laugh while Courtney would make her disparaging comments about alcohol and her behavior and so forth. And not once did Kandi interject, rebut anything that Courtney said. But I'll tell you what Kandi was doing. She was sitting up there laughing. She was giddy. She had a look of deceit and deception on her face. Once Courtney got through talking on Allison, now I will admit, the only thing Kandi did, I believe she realized that Courtney was going too far with some of the comments that she was making about Allison. She made it a point to repeat a couple of times, I like Allison, I like Allison. But yet she never stopped Courtney or told her that was enough. Fast forward, Courtney goes ahead and she's making disparaging remarks about Drew. So when I saw the episode to speak on it last night with both Kandi and Jami, both of you women sound ignorant as heck. You both are gaslighting us. And I'm so sick of people learning a new term and then trying to make it fit where they're comfortable making it fit. Gaslighting applies to someone that's in some form of relationship, whether it's business-wise, romantic-wise, where this person is psychologically taking control of you mentally, where you get to doubting yourself. Kandi is so male identified. Kandi will put up a cake for a man. She's gonna coddle a man, and she gonna do whatever she can to make sure the man is all right. Her and Jamie sat up there, and I'm sorry, Kandi, girl, but your slip is starting to show. Girl, you are just as spiteful and diabolical as Phaedra was. See, we never noticed your evilness because Phaedra was in the forefront and you played your position. You stayed in the back. What I don't understand is how you got all this fever and heat for Drew because she's called you a liar about whether or not she kissed a woman, but you never had no heat for Portia nor Phaedra. I know why you wasn't going to jump bad with Phaedra Parks, because Phaedra Parks knows where all the skeletons are buried, and vice versa. What makes you heartless and cruel, Kandi Burruss, is even knowing, now I'm going back to Drew, with you knowing that Drew's father had passed on, you still chose to air that Speak On It episode. I made a short about you back on the 24th, and I said, Drew, you're in danger, girl. Todd Tucker like you, but Kandi don't. He was smiling like a Cheshire cat when he looked at you. We lost that. Girl, you jealous of Drew. Drew don't want you and she don't want her man. Your man. And we praying to God that she go ahead and leave Ralph alone. Because Ralph doesn't like her. He doesn't uplift her. He doesn't empower her. And then for you women to act like you're for women empowerment, to join together with that narcissist, gaslighting, bum, homemongerer, to link up with him. Because Jamie said it on the last Speak On It that Drew is our people. So we know how y'all get down. Y'all protect each other. You want to make a comment and imply that Drew doesn't have any friends. And you said you had friends up to this day that you've had since grade school. Well, hell, you ain't friends with Latasha Scott no more. And then the friends that are hanging around with you, everybody doing threesomes. Even Manietta just came out talking about how she did threesomes with Neo. So I'm quite certain, I'm assuming she may be doing threesomes with the new husband. Every friend, your married couple friends, Kandi, that are around you, they all entertain and proudly brag about them doing threesomes. Honey, you should never defile your bed or your marriage like that. A man will only do what you will allow him to do. If you are so willingly allowing another woman or another man in the bed with both of you, that man doesn't respect you. That man doesn't honor you. Kandi, you may have all the money in the world, but baby, you don't have no class and you don't have no common sense. You and Jamie want to make it look like the outrage is over the word mental health or mental illness. And then you said on Speak On It last night, well, I don't know which word or what to say. That should have never been the topic of discussion. Not at all. When it came up, if you don't know, and that's not the issue we have about the term mental illness or mental health, because they're both used interchangeably. What we're upset about is that when you receive the backlash from that Speak On It, you have refused to apologize. You may not have made egregious statements or comments like Courtney Rhodes had, but this is your platform. You are the face of this ship. You could have come forward and said, I'm sorry. I did not know. I'll do better. Whatever. And this whole scandal would have been done with a simple, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I should have spoken up and I didn't. But you're so stubborn, you're so prideful, you think you are right. You double down. And what did you do? You went ahead and did a Birdman spoof talking about put some respect on your name. Can't nobody put no respect on your name if you don't respect yourself or anybody else. And then after watching part 1 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, oh yeah, baby, you purposely invited Courtney on to get at Drew. Because you were ready to get active at the reunion with Drew. But this is my question for you. You claim you're upset because Drew said that you made up the story about her kissing to promote you and Todd's movie The Past. How come you didn't run back a flashback clip for us? Where is the evidence for that? Because it seemed like you're able to provide a Bravo clip to run back for everything else. Where's the clip for that? And speaking of dropping tapes, you kept yelling last night on Speak On It for Monietta to drop a tape. She recorded it. Then Jamie said, well, she has 2 videos. And you yelling, drop the tapes. Yeah, you want to be the big bad bully. That's what you want to be. Let me tell you something, girl. You better play nice and play fair. Because you bringing your ass over here on YouTube and think you about to bully the everyday, regular, hard-working people. Some of us are living check to check or don't have a check at all. Girl, these folks are linked together and tear you up and your platform too. And that's the real reason why you took that strike back from Jaylee's corner. Because what none of us YouTubers, and I'm brand new to the game, I'm not even monetized. I have a career. But I have a passion and a love for people that have mental health issues, for the Down syndrome community. I might cuss and drag a person, but I know how to apologize. I know how to recognize and acknowledge if I've caused some hurt or if they're hurting, and try to build a person up and uplift them. That's what's wrong with you celebrities. You get a little money in your pocket, you get a little fame, and you let it go to your head. You get the big head. Girl, you got a case of the delusions just like Nene. And trust and believe, one day you gonna get your wake-up call too. And Todd ain't gonna be around forever, baby. Because that's the only way you keeping a man, Sugar Mama. You gotta take care of a man, or you have to allow another woman to lay up in your bed with your man in order to keep him. You out here working like a Hebrew slave, like the lights and the gas bill do. And Todd sitting back spending all the money and enjoying himself. Then you sat up on a show and you said, well, Todd, I'm a Taurus, he's a Leo. I let him have his way, whatever he wants. But if it's something that I'm really passionate about, I don't let him have his way. Girl, you better shut up. My grandmother always said, I pay the cost to be the boss. No money, no honey. No finance, no romance. And what that is whoever makes the most money in the house, they're the ones that make the rules. Now, let's address your fans, because there are a lot of people, especially your castmates, that really are afraid to say something back to you. And you want to say that Drew is weaponizing your fans. No, girl, you are weaponizing your fans. You have over 10 million people following you on Instagram, but not even 10% of them can tune in to Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday. So them numbers ain't numbering, and something ain't right. You have a subsector of fans within your fans that are called the Candy Lickers. Shout out to Perry Sanders over at Sherelle World. He coined that term, the Candy Lickers. The Candy Lickers are vile, baby. They cannot critically think. They will stalk and harass you online and offline. Anybody that disagrees with Kandi, anyone that gets into an argument with Kandi, anyone that Kandi says she does not like, the Candy Lickers are on the attack. What I want to tell you super fans, you Candy Lickers, Kandi ain't paying none of your bills. Y'all up here beefing online and in the real world for free and no paper. Now, a lot of you have been up in my comments going at me. And I ain't never afraid, baby. But I'm not about to waste my time arguing back and forth with you. Now, if you want to hit my Cash App, hell, we can argue all night and all day too. But I'm only going to do one response, and I'll be respectful when I do it. If you don't like me, don't bring your tail on over. But today is September the 4th, and it marks the 8th day straight that Kandi Burruss refuses to apologize for the ignorant and offensive comments made by both she and Courtney Rhodes on her YouTube platform called Kandi Online. Once Kandi Burruss dislikes you, she is a cruel and heartless person, as evidenced by her intentionally airing the Speak On It episode with Courtney Rhodes while both Drew and Allison were still grieving the passing of their father. At that time, the father passed away on August the 11th. The episode aired 16 days later on August 27th. I don't know about some of y'all, but I'm going to tell you about me. My mother passed away when I was 24. I'm over the age of 50 now. I'm a member of the 50 plus gang now. And I still hurt for the loss of my mother. It's not as strong and as hurtful as it was in the beginning, but I find myself occasionally, I can hear a song. I can smell a scent, and I become sad and lonely because my mother's not here. You see, I am what they call a motherless child. So for you to do that, and you knew what was said, and you were cool airing it, and I was one of the people, I was fortunate enough, I got to see the original Speak On It. So that's why I was hot. I was so hot. I was upset. I was mad. I was disappointed in you, Kandi, because I have supported you ever since you started in the music business as a teenager, a young girl. And I can only imagine the trauma and horror that you've experienced in the music business as a young girl with them nasty ass old men taking advantage of you. But how can your heart be so hard and so cold that you would do that to them two women? You can't do something nice and at the same time do something nasty. Because eventually, whatever's done in the dark, it will come to the light. Kandi Burruss, Tucker, this entire situation would have been resolved with a simple apology. But your stubbornness and desire to be right prevented you from doing so. Kandi Burruss, girl, your slip is starting to show. Don't let your pride stop your bag. And in the words of Khia Thug Misses, Kandi Jami, you a hot ass mess. And it's day 8 and you still haven't apologized. I say, girl, you gotta do better. All right, everybody. Thank you. Hit the like button. Share the video. Thank you. And have a good night.